Okay, here we are in game 2. Again, we have the Viper in the blue, and on the other side of the map we will have Tim in the red. Tim won that first game with his great use of knights, but there's no knights in this game because this is an Aztecs war. And we'll see now Fiage is spectating the Viper, who is now in green, but we'll keep the team colors on. Let's take a look at these maps. So back gold, pretty nice. Boar forward, vulnerable being stolen. Both stones forward, vulnerable to a forward. Two other golds forward, not much ward. So this gold's nice, but other than that, map isn't looking too good. That boar is pretty safe though. Extra gold on the map, close to him. Other extra gold as well, both close to the Viper, which could be pretty good for him if the game goes on for a long time. Meanwhile, we have Tim. His gold kind of forward, not the best location, but at least it's close to the TC. Does have a really nice wood line in the back and over here. And it's a pretty simple wall on this side if that wolf doesn't get in the way. And we know that Tim does like his walls. We could even get greedy and wall out to here, across here, wall back here maybe, or even say from here to the edge of the map, even though there are two wolves there. And then just defend this part of the base, put his buildings there, and we see Tim's Eagle, not gonna get that boar stolen just yet. And we'll check there, scouting, Tim going in a circle around his base. Viper, even with Fiage spectating, didn't decide to go forward and lame immediately, but now look that he's found all of his sheep. Looks like that's what he's going to do. And of course, these are the original, the Conqueror's Eagles, so we're not going to have that Castle Age Eagle Warrior upgrade, and we're not going to be seeing all those Feudal Age Eagles like have been so prevalent throughout King of the Desert. And Viper, only 3 on wood, so probably we'll see what he does with the next villager, and we're being a bit greedy trying to take the boar after the 3rd sheep finishes, not taking the 4th beforehand. And yeah, sending the 4th villager to the wood. Says the Aztecs, you do have to put up that barracks, whether you want to go for a Drush Fast Castle or for men-at-arms. I doubt we'll see him just going straight into archers like he did last game. Tim just bringing in his boar right now. Won't have that idle time under his town center, and yeah, indeed will kill that extra sheep. Tim doing the other thing, killing actually 1 too many sheep. Normally you want to kill 4 sheep before taking the boar, and if you're super fast you can kill 3, but he's just going to... The sheep will rot a bit, but not too badly as he sends his vills forward to the mill. Also has 4 on wood, the Viper will see that. And looks like he's trying to run under Viper's town center. We'll try to steal some sheep with the lumberjack villager. We'll get there. Looks like he might have managed to kill 1 sheep with the eagle. But anyway, Viper did steal that boar down from the bottom of the base. Did see it, but hasn't stolen it yet. We'll see if this eagle goes to steal it, but next villager from Tim. No, not quite. He's still finishing off this sheep. Probably will send 1 more villager over to the mill and move villagers onto the board, not going to accidentally kill another sheep. But Viper now bringing the eagle around. Could he go for the steal? Tim should see that eagle running past his buildings. So yeah, he sees the boar, and real quick, yep, he is going for the steal. And there he goes. That 2nd game in a row, Viper is stealing a boar. Tim waited a really long time to try to bring it in. Villager coming out now, but that's too late. Tim lost a scout to the town center, won't be able to stop this as long as Viper doesn't mess up. And he probably won't. And again, Fiage is just spectating the Viper, so we do see the extra player in the game. Tim now starting to wall up. Villager full HP with looms, well, even if that wolf attacks, won't be much of a problem. Tim is going forward with villagers to try to kill 1 of those deer. Doesn't have a scout, otherwise maybe he'd be pushing them in towards that mill. As he's probably lost a lot of food on that boar since he didn't have too many villagers taking it, but yeah, with the Aztecs you really don't need to send 4 vills to take the deer either. You're fine with just sending 3 since they carry more food. But the Viper is still bringing that boar in, and don't anticipate any problems from him. He'll get that nice and safe under his TC. Might have lost about 1 sheep there, but killing a scout, that's huge, especially if he decides to go forward with either a Drush or with men-at-arms, and we see him putting down the barracks right now. villager unfortunately chopping on the wrong side of that forest. Sometimes you'll see players put down just one little piece of palisade wall here just so the villagers don't end up walking behind. I don't know if the villager would try to path all the way around to this side though. It might be another piece of wall here, but yeah. And starting to make the militia, making them before clicking up to feudal, so we'll open up with a Drush. Aztecs, of course, having free loom in the Conquerors in the Forgotten Empires, that was changed to plus 50 gold and no free loom. I think it's a benefit on some maps, but a nerf on maps like Arabia. And you'll see that wolf, so hopefully he won't run into it. Tim, he's decided to mill the forward deer. And yeah, Viper can see the dead deer. He knows exactly where to send his militia to pick off some villagers. Splitting the villagers between multiple deer, that's always annoying when that happens. But Tim, also as the Aztecs, definitely want to go for those militia as the Aztecs. Could micro these berry villagers a bit more, but oh well. Only 3 militia from Tim so far. We'll see if he decides to make more or just go up to the next stage. And meanwhile, the Viper has gone for the Aztec 5 militia Drush, so we'll watch that as it marches across the map. And economy at home, still a few villagers on wood, most of the other villagers on food, and we'll see, is this a second lumber camp, or is this, it might just be a house. On 32 pops, so about the time he was going to click up, so yeah, a lumber camp, and we'll see if he goes for a fast castle. Tim sending also 5 militia, but he's sending them out, and no, of course doesn't have the Eagle Scout, and Viper, he sees the dead deer, he knows there's a mill there, going to send the militia. First, will he kill that deer? No, he's just going straight for the villagers. And Tim has to run these villagers away. If he can stop them before they drop off their food, that would be pretty big. Because they're each carrying... That one's carrying like 32 food. I don't think Viper can tell, but he's going for the right villager there. Meanwhile, Tim's sending the Drush back. He's going to use it to defend. And that villager with all the food's going to get away. It would have been nice to kill that villager, but it looks like he will get back. Villagers... will all survive, but will lose a bit of HP, will be forced back, have a bit of idle time. Tried to use his scout to block the villager there. Getting a militia ahead of the rest of his. Now he's trying to move up the hill and get a hill advantage before the fight, but, Viper, of course, does have the extra the unit, and he's housed now, not trying to build more militia, but sending villagers in to fight his tier unit, so he needs to fight with villagers. Viper just using the scout to lure the villagers away, and Viper uphill this entire fight. It looks like he might get a really good trade. Yeah, it's still 1 militia alive. We'll kill that, but... And not too bad for Tim. Did get some more idle time there, though, from the Viper. Not going to pick off any more vills, though. And Viper is the first up to the feudal age. Tim just clicking up now, and he's pretty far behind. That Drush definitely slowed him down. I think he was expecting to have that food there. Without that scout, didn't see the Drush incoming, sent his Drush completely the wrong direction. Pretty big gamble deciding to go aggressive with the Drush when you don't see what your opponent's doing. And here comes Viper, sending 3 villagers forward. I'm surprised it's only 3 and not more. It's still over here. And now up to the feudal age and going for an archery range. Kind of forward, and we'll see what else he does with those villagers as he is on gold, so he will be going for archers, doing double bit axe and horse collar, so he's definitely going to be staying feudal and putting down 2 ranges, and he'll go for 2 archery ranges. These are in a pretty good position to defend these stone mines, and even more villagers coming forward. So we'll probably see he's building the archery ranges defensive, so maybe we'll see him go on stone and go forward for a tower. That small HP on that militia won't really be able to do anything but scout, and we already see the big score lead from Viper from winning that Drush. And that deer, lots of food did decay off of that deer, so even if, don't lose your scout. That's nice reaction by Tim there, killing that scout. This militia maybe could do a bit of harassment. Probably won't kill a villager, they can all just turn around and hack the militia to death. But now Viper's villagers are coming forward, and he started out by making skirmishers, and now putting down a blacksmith at the back. He wants to go for fletching, and we'll take a look at his resources. Has a lot of gold, not too much wood, as Tim putting down 2 archery ranges of his own, and he's going to start up by making a tower. Tim knows this is coming though, puts up a defensive tower on his gold. Don't think these towers will be in range of each other. Viper will be opening with skirms, maybe anticipating that Tim would defend with towers. He sees that tower coming up from Tim and deciding to place his tower over here. It's a nice location that it's going to cover any units coming out of that archery range, so they will start immediately taking damage. And here's the skirmishers there to defend and help get the tower up, keeping the militia alive for that. Villagers idle there for a few seconds for Tim, and now doing fletching and following up with archers, so he will have more range than Tim, who does not yet have a blacksmith, even though he is going for his stone wall at the top. Left a wall to the edge and contend with that wolf, but he is walled down here. But of course, again, we see this stone outside of his walls. This back stone, again, could be harassed by units outside. Surprised he didn't come forward and wall, say, over here, wall these 4 tiles, and you have some more safety from archer harassment. But second tower coming up from the Viper, he really wants to control his hill in front of Tim's base. He knows that Tim was late, so he can go ahead and get these tower up ahead of time. And he's taking stone. The back, as Tim is going for the double layer of stone wall, doesn't want double layer of palisade wall, doesn't want Viper breaking in. And again, we'll just see not much else he can do with the Viper, with the archers, because the tower is there. So he's just going to get some shots at that archery range and start taking out the barracks with the villagers, because he doesn't want to attack the range with the villagers because the tower is there. And Tim, he does have a blacksmith now. I don't see where that went up. Oh, it's right there, part of his wall. There you go. So he does have a blacksmith. He does his fletching, and he is doing the armor. Viper hasn't done the armor yet. If we quickly just check their eco upgrades, I didn't check what player I'm on. I'm on Fiege, so this will be Viper's upgrades. He has, right now, horse collar and double bed axe, so he has the normal upgrades. Tim, meanwhile, has the horse collar, double bed axe as well, so they're equal on upgrades at this point. And Viper will try to break through that mill. Tim doesn't have the stone for a second defensive tower, and doesn't really have anything over here that he can wall. Putting up, there we go, there's one archer. Just use the low HP, has a bit of low HP from that wolf, but just one archer here. Harass those villagers. They can stonewall all they want, but they're not going to protect this stone. He's already given up too much of the map there. Not going to be able to do anything but go back and make a house, and because he was forced to build that wall, he actually has less stone than he did when he sent the villagers out. Though they are carrying some stone, they'll need to drop it off at the TC. This tower about to go down. Viper managing to keep his tower alive. Tim just letting his fall, and now Viper is in, and he's going to come forward with yet another tower. Has a skirmish behind it to keep it up. Losing the militia. Might as well soak up one arrow from that tower just to keep the villagers safe. But Archer is not really going to do much with the skirmishers, but skirms coming out of the ranges from Tim. Now might be able to do some damage because he has the armor, but still he's sitting underneath 2 towers. Viper can just garrison his villagers, and Tim's going to have to go back to the skirmishers. Now, only 5 range compared to the 9 range of the towers. They really aren't going to be able to stop this tower from going up. And now Tim has lost control of his gold, and not too bad because he does have a gold in the back of his base, so he's still in this. Now just going to put up more farms. You will see a market for him so he can buy stone and put up another tower. And he is bringing his skirms down to this stone so he can clean up that archer, and now he can go back to stone immediately. Once that's clear, we see him sending villagers back because maybe he needs another house here on these squares. Maybe delete the farm and build a house there just to stop the progression of the archers. And now, see a 4th tower coming up from Viper. He really doesn't want Tim to get that gold, doesn't want him to get control of this hill. And now Tim has a bunch more skirmishers in these archery ranges, but to release them, he needs to walk through a bunch of towers, either around here into his base, or, well, it looks like a combination of wolf and maybe archers were able to take out that wall on the villager, but doesn't matter because this is walled unless there's a hole there, but it looks like there's a tree there. And skirmishers out of the ranges. We'll clean up these archers. Yeah, not the best trade for Viper sitting there and fighting. He is underneath 4 towers though, but still you don't want to fight archers with skirmishers, and here we see him finally microing. See all those missed shots on the ground. And Tim deletes his wall, wants to bring the rest of his army forward, trap this so it doesn't get away. And it's just going to, Viper's just going to come forward with those archers, keep them underneath the towers, keep his army grouped up, and attack that range with his villagers, maybe even have the The archers and skirms tasked on it. Now, this army is trapped, but it's trapped in a really safe location with its 4 towers, and even if Tim tries to ungarrison, looks like the units probably would have to pop out on this side, and not really going to do that much damage. And Viper already up to the castle age. We see Tim nowhere near, and still more archers being sent around. And when this range goes down, it's going to be a lot easier for Viper just to walk his army through, because Tim's army can, for now, patrol this gap, but will have a harder time patrolling both of those, and now ungarrisoning everything from those ranges. We're trying to eke out a fine little archer, but probably won't get that. And trying to come forward. Does now have a bit more stone, so if Viper comes forward, he can make a tower to stop it. Has built an extra layer of wall behind his town center, just so that archers don't run through into the economy here, because that would be a lot of dead villages if they were able to do that. And Tim's army is coming forward. Viper knows it's there, building defensive towers to protect against the archers walling off this side of the map. And just needs a piece of wall here, here, and across the edge, and he'll be safe. And Tim no longer coming forward, coming down to this hill. And he's losing his ranges, having to build them again inside. Again, that's 175 wood each. Has to bring his armies. Maybe he could try to trap Viper's army, but yeah, Viper knows not to go in. He's just going to wait for the castle age, wait for his upgrades to come in. And still, Tim is ahead on villagers though. If he can defend, we see he's only down by about 300 to 400 points in score. He's definitely not in a good position in terms of the map, but he's still definitely in this game. See, military size, they're pretty close to each other. He just really can't take this fight because there's 4 watchtowers in this area. So he's just going to get back, give up that area of the map, rebuild behind it. Number Viper does have to send his army all the way across the map, so it won't be able to reinforce as quickly. We see Bosar, Bodkin, crossbow coming in from the Viper, and scale mail from Tim. Looks like he's about to click up to the castle age, and I guess that indicates he's going to be going for Eagle Warriors. And we'll see how effective they can be, because we see Viper's army coming in. Tim immediately brings his villagers back. Already has some defensive towers in his berries, so Viper's not going to be able to push forward. Could put another tower here, but no real place to put it because that town center's there. And yeah, we'll see if Tim does go for the Eagles, and we'll see how effective they're going to be, because if this were the Forgotten Empire's expansions, those Castle Age Eagles could be pretty powerful with their upgrade, but not here. Here we're going to see a Mangonel from the Viper, and he's going to start pressuring the town center. No extra barracks from Tim yet. He's doing gold mining now. Luckily he does have a relic in the back if he doesn't want to go for that, but the more immediate danger is all of these crossbowmen sitting at the front of his base. And a few crossbows here. If Viper's not paying attention, could lose them, but he is paying attention. It's going to run back. Isn't garrisoning in the tower, just as running around the gold mine. Tim might have it might have been good for Tim to pursue there, because they're not going to be able to make it into the tower. Could get a few kills. Viper is paying attention. As the 7 range is just too much more than the 5 range. You need both the next upgrade and the blacksmith upgrade, but probably not going to be doing that for Tim, as he's putting up the barracks in the back. And meanwhile, if we go and take a look at Viper's economy, doing really well on resources. Probably not spending gold as quickly as he could be, falling behind on archer production. Has put up a second town center, has caught up in villagers, and with that second town center will likely surpass Tim right now. Now that Tim's up to the castle age. And if we look back at Tim, Mangonel's starting to pressure down the town center. And archers, starting to come in, could get in through that house, might force Tim to put up an extra tower back here. Hasn't harassed the stone in a while, surprised Tim left that. But now 2 Mangonels coming out on the town center. Tim is going to have to repair that. And immediately doing chainmail armor and elite skirmisher, and with elite skirm he'll be able to fight this as Bosar comes in. And elite skirm, there you go. Now they have 7 range. I think that's +1 from the skirm upgrade and +1 from Bodkin. You see the archers now have 6 range themselves. And Tim is putting up his second town center. Viper will have a slight lead in villagers, and really needs to repair this town center. Takes out one of the mangonels, but about to lose this town center for free. Doesn't look like he's interested in repairing it. Looks like he's just going to abandon it. And I don't know if I like that. It's gonna let Viper walk his army right into the middle of his base. Now finally repairing it, but will that be in time? As that villager goes down, second mangonel comes out, and he's still trying to mass up more eagles, has 6 of them right now. 6 certainly isn't enough to deal with these crossbows. And town center, that's going down, no question about it. And now mangonels even could take out this archery range, could take out, maybe start working on these barracks, could try to take out these towers. Tim going for his own defensive mangonel, it's the right play, but we're really going to need to see something out of these eagles, and I don't know how well those eagles are going to do. Probably not that well. I think the crossbowmen, in the castle age at least, shouldn't be favored against the eagles, because you can micro these units back. And I don't know, we saw Viper losing to those mangonels in the previous game. We'll see how his mangonel micro goes here. 2 eagles, I don't know where they came from, but they will snipe probably both of these mangonels actually. Tim really doesn't need to move his mangonel forward. Don't let a lucky shot take that out. But now mangonels going, ooh, yeah, that's really sloppy from Tim. Didn't need to move that mangonel forward as soon as he did. Now, with only 1 mangonel, probably won't be able to deal with these towers. He, I don't know, really needs to do something, and he's putting up a town center. Instead of repairing his old town center, he's just rebuilding a town center back where it was before. Now these towers have 10 range and 7 attack each, so they will do quite a bit of damage to villagers, and doesn't look like Tim has the economy now to keep producing eagles. He has stopped, but oh no, losing a lot of villagers, or maybe not that many. He does have a mangonel and a couple rams out. But we'll see, will he be able to clean up those towers? And it looks like he did sneak some army around. I missed that earlier, but he snuck some army around to the back of the Viper's base. Looks like he killed a couple of villagers, but these defensive towers there all ready for the Viper. Tim, you can kill 1 more villager right there. And looks like he's going for it. Viper won't see that in time. And there you go, villager down. And a second villager could go down. Nope, she garrisons, and this army has to run away. Now, Viper is pretty vulnerable to that army though, so maybe Tim can do some damage. And we have these battering rams chasing a 1 HP mangonel in this extremely realistic portrayal of medieval warfare. This mangonel is just going to fire and retreat as the battering ram chases it down. And Archer is not even firing at the ram. Ooh, look at this, the mangonel, he will. Did not need to use the mangonel there, that's a bit sloppy, but he is up to the Imperial Age. As Tim is just putting down more archery ranges. Tim does have a decent economy, but really not to produce the eagles that he wants. He's flooding a lot of wood. And now, has moved the skirmishers in underneath the town center. Will kill villagers as they try to hop into the tower. Another one going down. Ooh, I don't know if Vipers noticed this. No, these units are taking a lot of arrow fire, but they did do some damage. Tim, it's still, only 5 villagers behind, and lots of idle time, lots of vulnerable spaces. Viper being, I think, really greedy, putting his town center forward here. Probably would have been better to put the town center here, just protect it with those, protect it from the archers, and then his wood line would be safer than 2. Because the archers would have to pass underneath the town center before harassing it. But I guess he did want the mill for the farms, and he does have his army back. It's army mostly of crossbows though. Tim probably could fight this. He has a bunch of skirmishers, but mangonel is coming forward right now. We see Viper going for the scale mail armor. He's going to add in some barracks, undoubtedly. Go for eagles. And yeah, we see 1, 2, 3 barracks so far. Undoubtedly we'll add in more barracks and go for eagles and try to end the game then. Stone mining from Tim. See, Viper could click up to the Imperial Age again if he wanted to, whereas Tim is nowhere close. Chainmail armor coming in for Viper. And hasn't started producing eagles yet, maybe just wants the upgrade. Elite Eagle, Chainmail. Doesn't have much stone, so probably won't be going for Garland Wars anytime soon, but don't really need it. And now it's Viper's turn to collect the relics. Tim was the only one taking relics last game. Now it's the Viper's turn. He's going to come back and take some relics of his own. As that ram And not going to stay up to the Mangonel fire, and Tim has pretty much resigned himself to making skirmishers at this point, counting the archers and skirmishers. Those Eagle Warriors just not quite cutting it for him. Could ungarrison them now to kill that Mangonel, but nope, Tim knows he's too far behind, losing skirmishers on the front to that Mangonel, and he just says GG, ready to go to the next game. So aggressive play by the Viper, doing a really good job with that crush at the beginning, and then just taking over this hill and not letting go from there. Let's take a look at the achievements. See, military, yeah, great KD for the Viper. Tim did have more food and wood, but with all those extra losses, just was behind the entire game. Yeah, Viper much faster to all the ages, even had those relics at the end. So the Aztecs War going in favor of the Viper, ties the series at 1-1 in this best of 5. Next, we will have a Mayans War coming up in Game 3.